All right, says I'm live. Matt Kilrain coming to you live here on Tuesday night, June 18th, 2024. So as any of my main subscribers, my 131 people in the tribe probably already know, my main channel, Matt Kilrain, got deleted. So here I am coming to you live on Tuesday night, Chief Blackbear's channel. Also got Mattrick Bouvier, who I haven't done a show there in a while. And the last show I did here at Chief Blackbear was, I guess, about a week and a half ago or something. And so it's been a while since I've maintained these channels here at Chief Blackbear and Mattrick Bouvier and .07. So I wanted to talk a little bit about Axel Vasa and Pascal Najadi, but it doesn't look like I'm talking to anybody, so I'll hold off on that and have a swig of coffee. There was one person watching, and there's nobody watching now. And I'm used to doing live broadcasts with a bunch of people watching and in the chat room. Now somebody shows up watching, but I don't know who it is. There's very few subscribers on this channel. We got H-Ray. How's it going there, H-Ray? It's good seeing you. Glad I'm talking to somebody. Very few subscribers on this channel, but I know most all of the subscribers, at least through my other channels. Haven't met all of you in person, but I'd like to. So this channel has like 149 subscribers or something, which I'm glad to have that, and hopefully be able to hang on to this channel. You know, I say a lot of stuff that they don't like you talking about. And today I had a really successful day in court against the government, the city of Santa Barbara, that is, and got this $97 million lawsuit against them. Yeah, I'd like to meet you too, H-Ray. We're going to get it set up so we can at least meet better online, like in a video conference, like Zoom. I want to set it up with Zoom so I can have you guys on Zoom. And so, and I need to practice that. I used to have to do a lot of Zoom in court, but now I show up in person because I learned my lesson. And they can cut the Zoom out right when you're in the middle of something important at court. But yeah, today I got this case against the city of Santa Barbara and the county of Santa Barbara and a few Illuminati law firms. And the city had filed what's called a demur, and it got overruled today. So that made me feel real good to be able to get a win under my belt. And then last week, they had filed a request to declare me a vexatious litigant. Now, I don't know what vexatious means, but they tried to declare me that. And all the Illuminati law firms, not all of them, but just the three that are defendants in the case, they all jumped on the bandwagon and they all got shot down. And that motion was denied. The motion to request that be declared a vexatious litigant. I shouldn't brag too much about it because, that's when things start going wrong. I ought to be keeping my mouth shut. Luckily, there ain't too many people listening to me. Got H-Ray. But yeah, it feels pretty good to come out victorious. And then one of the law firms filed a demurrer also, and I didn't read it until today. And the hearing is on the 24th, which is Monday. And you got to oppose the demurrer 9 court dates before. Hey there, Cindy. How you doing? Saw you on Facebook. But you got to get the opposition to the demurrer served and filed 9 court days before the hearing, which is on Monday. And I just read it today. But I was able to call the attorneys and they'll accept it late. Yeah, thanks. I feel good about it, H-Ray. Yeah, I'm glad you caught me live too, Cindy. Glad you guys are here. And I really like when I had my other channel, I was under the suspicion that a lot of the subscribers were like robots and stuff. So I like, seeing footprints of like H-Ray and Cindy and anybody like, in the chat room or comments, so that I know that you're a real person watching the show and you actually watched it. But I never ask anybody to do that. I just like to see it. So somebody left. So Cindy or H-Ray, you guys keep up with Pascal Najadi at all? Cindy, do you know what I'm talking about? Pascal Najadi? Or how about you, H-Ray? Texting me here. Let's see what's going on here. So let me just look at this phone real quick. Okay, H-Ray, you never heard of Pascal Najadi? Okay. So let me just check this real quick. All right. So since I still got H-Ray here, you never heard of Pascal Najadi, but what about Patrick Bouvier Kennedy, H-Ray? Have you heard of that person? Let me tell Ruth I'm doing a show. Ruto. Okay. Let me just write doing show here. Maybe she'll show up in the comments. She never chats. That's Ruto. I call her young grasshopper. Okay, Cindy, we're talking about Pascal Najadi first, who H-Ray does not know. Now, H-Ray does know who Patrick Bouvier Kennedy is, and I assume Cindy also knows who Patrick Bouvier Kennedy is. Now, H-Ray and Cindy, are you guys aware that a lot of my subscribers from my old channels that got deleted, are you guys aware that a lot of people think I'm a Kennedy? Let's see, Cindy or H-Ray, do you guys know? Have you heard that? Okay. So now I got my one channel, Mattrick Bouvier. So if you're not a subscriber at Mattrick Bouvier, you should be, because that's like a backup channel to this. Okay, one of the reasons why my name on that channel is Mattrick Bouvier, because everybody was always accusing me of being a Kennedy, so I went along with it and opened up. And you guys started calling me Mattrick. It wasn't H-Ray and Cindy, I don't think, but other subscribers. Okay. So you guys all thinking I'm a Kennedy and everything and thinking I'm Patrick. I went along with it. Well, you guys called me Mattrick, so I went along with it and got a YouTube channel called Mattrick Bouvier. Okay, then a bunch of my subscribers be thinking I'm the West Coast Wizard, Axel Vasa. which I'm not. Okay. See, Cindy, you've heard it. Okay. So people think like I'm Axel Vasa also, which I'm not. Now, I told you guys how I think Axel Vasa is Patrick Bouvier and negative 48. Shouldn't say negative 48 because I would say 84% positive in code. But now I've told you guys how I think that Patrick Bouvier Kennedy is negative 48, Michael Protzman, and Axel Vasa. And now I'm saying Pascal Najadi. Now, does anybody got CGO? How's it going there? Okay, a real person, right on. I love having real people, not robots. Okay, so now Pascal Najadi, he's definitely Axel Vasa. What happened? I don't know if you guys watch Nino or anything, or if you even watch Axel Vasa, who's the West Coast Wizard. But the Wizard's been trolling Nino for a long time, and then begging to get on Nino's show. So then, finally the Wizard, who is Axel Vasa, the West Coast Wizard, cuts a deal with David Nino Rodriguez, to come on his show like last Tuesday. It might have been the Tuesday before. Yeah, Axel's always wanting to do mushrooms, and Nino's doing them too. I'm past doing mushrooms. I haven't done any in decades, but don't know if I ever will again either. Okay, so you got and Cindy, I'm glad you agree with me. Okay, so you got the Wizard cutting a deal with Nino to come on the show and do a Zoom show together, right? And but it'd be too bad, to go on YouTube. It would get Nino deleted from YouTube, so they do it on Nino's Corner. And then and Wizard had talked about, I've seen him do a Zoom show, wasn't a Zoom show, but a fake Zoom show, like a Chip Champ or something show with some other guy, to where the Wizard's interviewing this guy, and it's a mediocre show. And he said, well, I did my first interview. The Wizard said he did his first interview with Pascal. And he said, if you don't know who Pascal is, then, you better find out. But I never saw the Wizard do the interview with Pascal. So now the Wizard's trying to do an interview with Nino as follow-up. The Wizard, the real good interview with Pascal. It was great. But I didn't see it, and I don't think it happened because the Wizard is Pascal, or Axel Vasa is Pascal Najadi. Okay, so then come that Tuesday, which was like last Tuesday, a week ago Tuesday, all of a sudden Nino comes on with Pascal Najadi. And I'll do a little bit on my phone in a few minutes. So Pascal Najadi gets on the show, and he's like a Swiss Arab, not an Arab, he comes with a Drew, like a Persian Drew, and he's a Kaluni also. And okay, and he does the cover now. I'm guessing everybody in the chat room has heard me espouse the theory that President Kennedy lived after the assassination attempt. Cindy H. Ray CJO, all you guys know that President Kennedy lived after the assassination attempt, right? Everybody knows that? That he actually lived until 2021 or something like that? So everybody know that President Kennedy lived on. Okay, well, I'm guessing Cindy knows it. And anybody else, H-Ray or CJ, you guys know that President Kennedy lived on. Okay, so then we get the 17th letter of the alphabet on the scene, and everybody starts thinking that the 17th letter of the alphabet is Junior, or it's Patrick, or it's Trump, or it's military intelligence, or it's all of it. But I've known it for a while anyways, because I've been accusing President Kennedy of being alive for years. And by the way, like Cindy Pratt, John F. Kennedy adds up to 131 in simple geometria, which is how many votes they allowed me to get with the hacked voting machines, which is how I became 0.07. Okay, CGO, you're saying Axel is Patrick. Okay, I'm agreeing. Okay, but now what we're getting at, and all you guys are on board with everything I'm saying because, you're all part of the tribe. We're all, hey there, Barbara Foster, how's it going? It's good seeing you. We've been doing this whole line of rhetoric for years. And even though we're a real small group here, still holding together. All right, so then on Tuesday, instead of Axel Vasa showing up on Nino, Pascal Najadi shows up. And he's like some Swiss Drew guy with a real bad accent. And so I'll give you the lowdown about who he is. And by the way, what all of us have in common, me and say Patrick Bouvier and say Pascal Najadi and a bunch of other people, is that our fathers were assassinated. Now, President Kennedy lived on, so Patrick can't really say that. And I thought my father lived on too, but I'm coming to the realization that my father really was assassinated. I thought they missed him, which, if you don't know, Chief Blackbear is like, a takeoff of my father. So like my father's a very similar person to Chief Blackbear. And that's my dad's car right there, by the way. But anyways, so one of the realizations I came to years back was that the 17th letter of the alphabet was President Kennedy. When nobody knew who, remember WWG1 WGA? Is that it? It's on President Kennedy's boat. Anybody know what I'm talking about? I'm hearing rumbling in the background like there's some kind of something weird going on, like thunder, but there's no thunder, no storms or anything. Kind of try to find something here that should be on my Facebook page. Okay, here it is. First of all, does this guy look like Axel Vasa as a little kid? Can you see the letters on the boat behind the little kid? Let's see. Let me pull them up bigger. This is President Kennedy's boat, President Kennedy's child. There, right there. Okay? That's on President Kennedy's boat. That's where that came from, is President Kennedy's boat. So come find out, President Kennedy lived on, according to me, which I ain't nobody, and it's just my opinion. So don't go deleting the Chief's channel. So I'm saying President Kennedy lived on and became the 17th letter of the alphabet. Okay, Quigley's a good question, H. Ray. And if you ever look at the Axel Vasa at the West Coast Wizard, right there in the background is a hat that looks exactly like Quigley's hat. So, H. Ray, if you want to take it another notch further, we could say that Quigley is Axel Vasa, Pascal Najadi, and Patrick Bouvier. Now, there's also the story about Patrick Bouvier and Junior switching IDs back when they were children. And they said that there's a story about Junior being raised by the Hells Angels, which matches up with Axel Vasa because he's like a Hells Angel. And Quigley claims to have been kidnapped when he was a child and that he is really Junior. So, and John is quite the actor, but what we got to face also is Patrick is a pretty good actor. Patrick is playing more parts than John, but they're both real good, playing a lot of parts between them. Now, John, he's busy playing the reverse of 701. Does everybody know who the reverse of 701 is? Because I got to keep that one real in code, because talking about that mother effer is what caused my main channel to get deleted, because I put the audio book of The Child in the Middle of the Road on my main channel, and that's all they had on me was that. But that was enough to delete my channel. So I'm kind of pissed off at the reverse of 701, who very much seems to be John, especially according to Carrie Cassidy, if anybody ever listens to her. But she also interviewed Pascal Najadi, and so did, what's that guy's name? Alex Jones. And now Pascal Najadi, he claims that, see, President Kennedy did die, supposedly, in my opinion, I think it was in 2021. It was like January, I think it was like right when Biden got inaugurated, President Kennedy died. Yeah, Nino did the show with Pascal Najadi instead of with Axel Vasa that day. And then Pascal Najadi goes saying, and there's this Axel Vasa, this West Coast weasel. And then Nino's like, yeah, I just talked to him a few hours ago or something like that. But they both, Nino and Pascal, both acknowledged Axel. And Axel, kind of like just doesn't show up on the show, but Pascal Najadi does. Are we angels? Yes, we're angels, I guess. At least we have angels within us. Yeah, but Carrie Cassidy accused the reptilians of making Pascal Najadi stupid because, okay, let me give you a lowdown about Pascal Najadi's character, which is like a Vincent Fusca type character, okay? Or like any of these characters, like Vincent Fusca is a good person, or Quan Galt. You know how there's these characters that just show up on the scene, but Vincent Fusca was one of them. So now we got Pascal Najadi. He's the new turnip that fell off the truck. Okay. So all of a sudden, Pascal Najadi's on the scene. Now, who he is his father kind of like co-founded the World Economic Forum with Klaus Schwab. But it wasn't the World Economic Forum. It was before that. It was the monetary economic something. It was something different. It was before the World Economic Forum back in like the 1970s. Pascal's father founded it, and his father was like a banker that was loaning money to other countries. And so his father got pretty big, pretty rich. And then Pascal's father and Klaus Schwab hooked up and started going real big with money. But Pascal's father was big time into like loaning money to countries, not managing, middle class America's money. And, Klaus Schwab was like, after all the little guys' money. And like Pascal's dad's like loaning money to the Clintons and stuff like that. He's loaning big money to big governments. And then he got assassinated. But he had left like the World Economic Forum and all that like long time ago. But they assassinated Pascal's father, like they did my father, like they did Junior's father, supposedly. But you never know if they miss people, you know what I'm saying? Like my father, Junior's father. Like apparently they missed Junior's father. Could have been a clone. He might have got shot in the head and still lived. But the evidence suggests that President Kennedy lived on for many years and just died a few years ago, like in 2021. Okay. So Pascal's, making the rounds, getting discovered. And I watched him on Carrie Cassidy. I watched him on Nino. And I watched him on Dr. Drew. And I watched him on Alex Jones. So what his story is that he's suing the Swiss government, and he already caused the president to resign over this. He's suing the Swiss government because he's saying they coerced him into getting jabbed. And he got jabbed 3 times. And so, and Carrie Cassidy's jumping his case about how can you be so stupid to get jabbed? You seem like a smart guy. Don't you know? Is the Illuminati running the World Economic Forum? He's like, yes, but I was in a bad marriage and my mother wanted to go out on a cruise. And the only way we could go on a cruise is if we got jabbed. And so I did it for my mother, Heidi. I got jabbed to go on the cruise. And then they said, we got to get another one. And I got another one. And Carrie Cassidy's, how can you be so stupid? He's like, I trusted my government. And she's like, what? Did the reptilians brainwash you into being stupid or something? And I'm just cracking up, Carrie Cassidy's just jumping his shit, but he's standing up to her. She's making a good point about how could he be so stupid to get jabbed. Hey there, Cat's Corner, good seeing you there. So, and then she's cross-examining him on everything. And then this might have been, you guys know we didn't, that the Saudis didn't back the petrodollar, right? The 50 years ran out and they didn't renew it. And it's right about that time to where the petrodollar is collapsing. And see, Pascal's dad was in on all that wheeling and dealing, with all this Arab and Persian money, all the oil and all the banks. And I don't know, what it's like to run that side of the world. But, and his dad set up, a link to Asia and all that, making money off not the Arabs, but the Asians. And he's making all the money off of London and off of New York. He's like loaning us money, loaning it to the Clintons at a high rate and bragging about how he stuck the Americans. Oh, not the Americans. Just Clinton. I just got him good, not the Americans. Even though it was us, we're the ones that paid it. But anyways, and on Alex Jones too. Okay, so what he's going on to say, and if you know this from P. Mert, that's in reverse because that's a name you can't say. But P. Mert taught us to say something outrageous, anything outrageous. And that's how you draw attention to your cause. Say something off the chart, outrageous. So now what Pascal Najadi is saying is that on May 9th of 2024, that President Kennedy reincarnated into Pascal Najadi's body, and that Pascal Najadi became President Kennedy, and he is the 17th letter of the alphabet. That is what Pascal Najadi is saying about himself. That is outrageous to draw attention to his cause of suing Switzerland for jabbing him. And he already caused the president to resign over this because he wants to go on a cruise with his mom because, I don't know, Switzerland went bad. See, that's where Davos is and the whole freaking World Economic Forum and all the Illuminati, all of them, they own Switzerland. And so in order for him to go on a cruise with his mom, he had to get jabbed. And so now he's suing Switzerland. But and he's also saying that he's the reincarnation of President Kennedy and that he's the 17th letter of the alphabet. And he's talking about the dollars falling apart right now as we speak. So, anyways, and he claims to know. He claims to know the reverse of the reverse of 701, and he claims to know John, and Patrick, and he says he's a member of Space Force. I'm gonna just see if I can get a little bit of him, and we'll put him on if we can. You guys say in the chat room, would you rather listen to Pascal with Carrie, Pascal with Nino, Pascal with Alex Jones, or Pascal with Dr. Drew? Which person do you want to see ask Pascal a bunch of questions? First one to answer in the chat room. And everybody deletes it. With Carrie, all right, H-Race first. Here it is, but it might not be Carrie's channel. Okay, you gotta love this H-Race. Pete Miller, how's it going?
The Jews?
he talks about the Jews. Yeah, the Jews do all this shit.
It's difficult to put them all on trial. Does that not occur to you also?
No, we know. The Space Force knows every mosquito flying from San Diego.
No, let's picture this world. Let's picture this world. The world you're talking about, we're going to see Nazi-type men showing up at people's doors and basically either taking them to be a trial, which will be millions, literally millions of people, worse than what's happening in Gaza right now. And they're going to be executed because you think they're Satanists. Children, Jewish children, what about them? Are they Satanists?
They are product. They're born without the soul. They are machines to kill.
They're without souls? No. Who are you? Who are you to know who has a soul? I'm going to tell you you're wrong. Okay, you're very wrong. And there will be zillions of other people who will tell you you're wrong.
That's fine.
But you sound, I'm sorry, you sound insane. You sound
okay.
like Hitler. Okay, that's what Hitler would have said.
Well, Kennedy loved Hitler, right? So it's okay. He admired him.
So what are we talking about here?
No, you're demonizing Hitler again. Hitler killed,
Okay, so you admire him. Okay.
No, Hitler killed.
He killed gypsies. He killed Armenians. He killed all kinds of people.
Oh, the Turks did that. Hitler killed.
Oh, what happened? That's classic. Pascal is the new Mike Penny. I don't know who Mike Penny is, but it's good seeing you there, P. Miller. Yeah, I don't know what that just happened, why it went off like that. But yeah, he thinks the Jews are all a bunch of reptilians. And Kerry agreed with him, but said, oh, but they still deserve to be killed. Just go killing them all. That's what Hitler did. Here's what I'm trying to do. Let's go back to Carrie because she's easy to find, but I don't know why that went out this classic. You know, they delete all their shows with him. Yeah, this one's a full interview, I think, but it's with some Tim guy.
So
no, go in the middle of it.
I was in the Air Force.
Military about these dark players, huh?
I was in the Air Force. I was not a general or a major.
All right.
I was young. I was at 18. I was a sergeant at 18.
Right.
They got sergeants in the Air Force. Hey, Melinda.
Right.
What does intelligence mean? Intelligence. How can you measure it?
I don't know, but certainly not experienced in the worldly ways, at least not very sufficiently. So you also are, I mean, with no offense, are you psychic? Because you don't appear to be very psychic. I mean, see, I wonder, to me, it's very difficult. You must understand we come from very far distance, opposite sides, because I was born knowing this stuff. I swear to God. And psychically, I knew this stuff.
Good.
And somehow I think my father knew, and he was in the Navy. And when I was a little kid, he was way overprotective of us. He didn't ever want us to go over even to sleepovers with our friends or anything like that. And he was always warning me about, cars stopping and talking to you when you're a young girl and so and so. So I must have learned, just through those kinds of warnings. But you were a guy.
You were lucky that you had the father taking care of you. My father was separated from me. He was a divorced child. I was living with my mom.
Okay.
She's great. She's alive. She's the best. And we're like one. And my father then got taken by the sheiks. He was imprisoned, tortured for 7 years in Bahrain, 15 years in total. So when I was 18, I had that crisis to take care of. And I liberated my father after 15 years from that Bahraini cabal, sheikdom, and we exfiltrated him to Persia, and then I took him out. So, out meaning really out.
Interesting. Your father really did quite a trajectory to go from that to being fairly well off and working. Yeah, but he made a lot of himself out of.
Yeah, that's funny listening to Pascal. But so Melinda and P. Miller showed up late, but is everybody, at least with Cindy and H. Ray and CGO that I was talking with, is everybody in agreement that Pascal is Axel, is Patrick? And Melinda and P. Miller, if you're not up to... That was Carrie Cassidy talk. So anyways, what we're trying to say is that Axel and Pascal, and they're Patrick. Axel and Pascal. Now you guys are talking about who Carrie sounds like, which is Linda Moulton. How? But anyways, yeah, it's fun listening to Pascal because he's like totally controversial and says all this crazy stuff. Like, I gotta say that Jews are more reptilian than we are. Or I don't know, not that we're reptilian, but they're just what they're trying to say is that humans are like a hybrid of caveman and alien. That's what a lot of the people on YouTube are trying to say, is that somehow, we didn't evolve from a caveman, that, they want to say aliens, did some hocus pocus with a caveman to make humans. Now, there's another thing about like angels and demons being like aliens. And like, an angel would be like a nice alien, and a demon would be like a not so nice alien, like a evil alien. And like, perhaps when God did something with the Holy Spirit to impregnate Mary, didn't, like, the mother of Jesus Christ, which, by the way, it seems like Christ is, among us, but it's not a human being. It's like a energy field. But when God used the Holy Spirit to impregnate Mary, who begat Jesus, how did that impregnation happen? And what stopped God from doing that to a cave woman, like instead of an alien doing it to a cave woman? You follow that? What if the Holy Spirit, which is what we know for a fact, that God used the Holy Spirit to impregnate Mary, who was the mother of Jesus? Does everybody know that? P. Miller and H. Ray and CJO Melinda? Did God use the Holy Spirit to impregnate Mary to beget Jesus Christ? Anybody know if that's true? That God used the Holy Spirit to impregnate Mary? No, all angels are good by the spelling. Spellating? It's got an 8 in there. Oh, not all angels are good. Okay. Now, some of these, there's the fallen angels that aren't too good. You guys didn't answer the question about God using the Holy Spirit to impregnate Mary, because I'm trying to, also say that God used the Holy Spirit to impregnate whatever cave women to make humans. What they're saying in their Illuminati paganism stuff is that Inky did it. And, Inky kind of seems like they have depictions of him like a god. But what they want to say is that Inky impregnated cave women to make human beings, Homo sapiens sapiens. Valkyrie. So anyways, I've seen like depictions of Inky with wings and, the long beard and all that, and hat. But so if Inky had wings like an angel, let's just say that the cavemen thought that Inky was an angel or a god. But we consider Inky like an alien, like an Anunnaki. But let's just kind of combine a little bit of paganism with modern day YouTubeism, and possibly a little bit of science and biblical stuff, Bible talk, as to how did man get on planet Earth. So what it seems to be is that there's a being like God Almighty, the creator of everything, that has like a Holy Spirit that he uses as a tool to give life to stuff like Jesus or to Christ. The Holy Spirit, I think, makes the Christ also, which I'm not real clear on what the Christ is. Now, I know the Holy Spirit impregnated Mary and had a little baby Jesus that was a human being. And so, Q is a question and an answer. I shouldn't have said that letter. So anyways, if God uses the Holy Spirit and the cavemen think that Inky is a spirit or an angel, but modern day people think Inky's a reptilian or an Anunnaki, because what we're trying to do is, combine a bunch of different religions, including like paganism or Masonry or whatever, Illuminati stuff. which we're still not real clear on which religion seems to worship Enki, or thinks that Enki is some kind of god or something. But it's that religion with the pyramid in the eyeball. So anyways, if you want to try to get something that fits all of the different myths, the myths could be that Enki was somewhat of a demon or an angel that God used to Enki was the missing link, is what I'm trying to say. In evolution, has anybody ever heard of the missing link? They can't figure out how caveman went from caveman to us only 6,000 years ago. Because see, the caveman wandered the earth, Homo erectus, for over 1 million years and just had peace on earth for millions of years. And then all of a sudden, like 6,000 years ago, we show up. So, but how? You know, they say there's a missing link. The scientists, they can't figure it out. But what, like, you know, the Illuminati wants to say is that Enki did it. But they also date Enki back 450,000 years. And if you get into a lot of hieroglyphics and stuff like that, the stuff's been around a long time. So, and then there's also evidence of very intelligent beings on planet Earth, like many thousands of years ago, like 450,000 years ago, for example. And there's all kinds of different types of skull and bones that they won't tell us about that they found. I think he's the only dude that doesn't die. That's what Axel says. Axel says he's Enki, Axel Vasa. Axel Vasa says he's Enki, and Pascal Najadi says that he's President Kennedy. Who's negative 48 say he is? Kevin McCarthy? Anyways, yeah, covered some interesting ground there. I was kind of doing a show about Pascal Najadi and Axel Vasa, Patrick Bouvier, because I believe they're all the same person. And I believe the reverse of 701 is Junior. And by the way, P. Mert's sentencing is on 7/11, so 11/7 in reverse. And I'm not too sure what to think about the upcoming presidential election. And did anybody hear anything about the Russian subs in Florida, 26 miles off the coast of Miami or something? Russian ships, y'all hear about that? And so there's an appearance now. The reverse of 701, he called on this nuclear standoff 2.0. Is that how you say it? Russian Missile Crisis 2.0. The reverse of 701 has been saying that's coming for like years. And he also said P-Mert was going to get arrested for years before it happened. So the reverse of 701 was on the money about P-Mert getting arrested, and he was on the money about the Cuban Missile Crisis. And the reverse of 701 is doing a lot as far as running the entire show. The reverse of 701's like P-Mert's right-hand man. P-Mert, he's all busy sitting in court all day, but a reverse of 701's out there running the show. So that they're saying it's going to be a hot summer, and it's already been hot here in Santa Barbara. We've got a major fire down in LA. I don't know if it blew up here yet. It's not here yet. It's probably not going to come, hopefully. But it's not even fire season yet. So I'm expecting it to get hot here in California. Yeah, about that the virgin birth thing, CGO, that's part of the Illuminati, the pagan religion. There was 12 children of gods or something, children of God. And they were all born on December 25th. All 12 of the pagan children of God were born on December 25th. And then they said Jesus was born on December 25th. But according to the reverse of 701, Jesus was born on September 11th, which is why they want to make September 11th a horrible day and make December 25th a wonderful day to go out and spend a bunch of money. Yeah. Buy everybody presents on December 25th and celebrate Santa Claus and the 12 pagan god children. Pretty much all of our, I don't know if you guys are aware, but pretty much all of our holidays are pagan holidays. I mean, come on, how do you relate the Easter Bunny to Jesus Christ? I mean, come on. By the way, fairies, man, like all these fairies have been popping up, like in the last 24 hours, like the algorithms are just bombarding me with proof of fairies. Seriously. Might be able to find one real quick on Facebook. Let me see. I'll close it out if there's any fairies on Facebook. Fairies and giants. Let's see if I just go to Facebook and see if any fairies pop up on the first page. Let's see, just a bunch of hot chicks. There's a weird cloud that was in Santa Barbara. Let me see. Can you see that cloud? That was just yesterday behind that flag way over there. Don't look so weird, but I'll probably find a more weird picture of it going down. Looking for fairies on Facebook. Let's see. That's not a fairy, is it? Let's see. I didn't mean to click on that. Well, the fairies ain't popping up. Yeah, there's a weird cloud, but that's after it dissipated. Come on, where's the fairies? They're cute. Huh. Anyways, they got like in Brazil or something, these moth fairies, but they're fossilized in a rock, these little fairies with bones and everything. Let me just try to search here. Everybody's last name is Fairy Figures. Then there's fairy boats. Yeah. Oh, well. I'm not going to be able to show you any pictures of the fairies. Sorry. It's fun. But seriously, man, it looks like there's real fairies. They're like about this. I'm seeing like on Facebook a picture of somebody's hand with a fairy in it. I mean, I don't. It looks real. I don't know. And it's a moth fairy. It's like a real moth that's a fairy. They're like down in Brazil or something like that. But yeah, there's a lot of creatures that are popping up and stuff. I guess they've been here, but yeah, it's looking like fairies are true. It's looking like Sasquatch is true. Visualizing world peace, CJO. Yeah, me too. I've been getting over the anxiety lately too. It's been nice. I've been having a peaceful life. Marketing opportunity for selling fairies. Like gold plate them or something. Like that's what they do with seahorses in Florida. They gold plate them and like gold plate sand dollars. And like gold plate these little fairies, man, and use them for earrings. Would that be cruel? Is it cruel to gold plate a seahorse? The fairies look a little bit. The seahorse is about that big. They make nice earrings. Like if you gold plate them. But a fairy's probably about that big. It's a little bit big for an earring. But they probably got some smaller fairies. In Japan, they do that. Well, you guys, I'm getting kind of hungry. It's getting a little bit late, so I think I'm going to shut the show down when they break a plate. So I'm glad you guys are here. Don't forget to sign up at Mattrick, Bouvier, and .07 if you haven't already. I guess this will be my main channel, and then I'll use those as backup channels. And I appreciate having you guys here. I like doing live shows, talking to people better than not talking to anybody and just getting on the computer and spewing. Yeah, I much prefer talking to people. So thanks for showing up, Melinda P. Miller and CJO and Cat's Corner, H. Ray. I'm not sure if Cindy Pratt's still here, but it's good seeing you guys. And I'll try to do a show as soon as I can. But in the meantime, over and out.